What was the most catastrophic year in human history? Was it 1918, when a deadly flu pandemic killed an estimated 50 million people? Or perhaps 1945, when two atomic bombs devastated Japan and ushered in the nuclear age? Both were undeniably terrible years. But compared to 536 AD, they were pretty mild. 536 was a year of biblical plagues, devastating earthquakes, volcanic eruptions, and a summer that never ended. It's no wonder that some historians consider it the worst year in human history. And yet there is more to the story than that. Because for all that we have learned about 536, there is still so much that we don't. Join us as we unravel the mystery of history's most devastating year. The year 536 AD began like any other. On New Year's Day, the Roman emperor celebrated with a feast and games in the Circus Maximus. In the Eastern Roman or Byzantine Empire, the New Year was a time for feasting and merriment. But out in the countryside, the year began with an ominous sulfurous cloud that blotted out the sun. By the second week of January, the sky in the Roman province of Africa was filled with a thick haze. It was winter, wrote the historian Procopius, but not as it should be, for the sun had no power over the cold. By February, the darkness had reached Constantinople, the capital of the Eastern Roman Empire. And then it got worse. In March, a violent earthquake struck, followed by even more earthquakes in the months that followed. Then came the summer that never ended. According to Procopius, a thick fog hung over the face of the earth, veiling the light of the sun and moon in a dark cloud. Unable to penetrate this gloom, the earth was plunged into a cold so intense that it brought the production of grain to a halt. Famines and pestilences followed in its wake. People died in the streets and were flung into mass graves. Those who survived the summer turned to cannibalism, eating the bodies of the dead. But why? No one knows for sure. Some historians blame a series of volcanic eruptions that unleashed a massive amount of volcanic ash and sulfate aerosols into the atmosphere. These particles reflected sunlight back into space, causing global temperatures to plummet by as much as 2.5 degrees Celsius. Others blame a supernova, a massive explosion that occurs at the end of a star's life. Still others blame all of the above, plus a little bit of everything else. In 537, the plague continued unabated. In 538, things began to return to normal. But the world was never the same. 536 was a year of unprecedented upheaval. But how much of this was due to climate change and how much was due to bad luck? The truth is, we may never know. But one thing is certain, 536 was a year like no other. Thank you for watching.